very few people still really understand how grave and imminent the EMP threat is, or that there's a readily actionable plan that is inexpensive and at hand, and that it just takes political will at this point to get it done. We need to educate the people on that, and that's one of Impact America's missions. The Niagara Conference was a historic event, both because of who spoke and who attended.
Many of the principal government figures, members of the EMP Commission, other scientists, admirals, congressmen, and others came and talked about this. Not one of them had to be paid. They all came and gave their time in order to go ahead and explain to the American people about what was going to happen.
The idea that this is some science fiction that has no basis in reality denies and defies what a bipartisan EMP commission agreed that it did represent, and that is a serious threat to the safety and security of every single American.
Each of you, by being here, is helping to address a vital, important, critical threat to the United States, electromagnetic pulse. What's needed is recognition of the threat and action to avert it.
It's not a secret. You can't, in this society, do anything about something that's this broad in impact and still secret. So in order to get anything done, you actually have to acknowledge that we have a weakness. And we worried about the fact that if we acknowledge that we have a weakness, how damaging will that be to since we will inform our adversaries. We came to the conclusion that our adversaries were really quite well informed already.
I've believed for a long time that EMP, or electromagnetic pulse, may be the greatest strategic threat we face, because without adequate preparation, its impact would be so horrifying that we would in fact basically lose our civilization in a matter of seconds.
The chair of the EMP Commission, which I was pleased to have set up nearly a decade ago now, says that this would be like a giant time machine that would move you back. And I first said a century in technology. He said no, more than a century in technology.
Somebody early on said it would throw us back into the 19th century. No. It would throw us into an experience for which there is no precedent, because as someone else said, we don't have the stuff and the infrastructure around to run the 19th century. It's all in the Smithsonian or gone.
An electromagnetic pulse, or an EMP, is a super energetic radio wave that's immediately harmless to people, but can burn out all the critical electronic systems that sustain human economic activity and ultimately human life across vast areas, including the entire continental United States. An electromagnetic pulse can be caused by a nuclear weapon detonated at high altitude in outer space, or by a geomagnetic storm caused by a solar flare. Either of these would have continent-wide effects that could cause a blackout across the whole of the United States that could last for a protracted period, weeks, months, possibly even years.